Lethal force authorized.
I forgot to switch to fucking Brawn. Do I even have any tomes to swap? Nope.
Watch your step.
Lock saved Inferno. So these mobs, so this pack is the only really important kick is the officer kick. You want to kick Hyper Light Bolt, Stasis Beam. You can CC and it won't recast. So you always want to use Para and stuff for that. Same with Hard Light Barrier. It always just stop.
Watch your step.
Hopefully you cast Hard Light Barrier soon and I can show you.
Watch your step.
Does anyone want to kick the officer here? We wait for the Overseer's beam, and then we decide on our movements. We see the beam here. We ring a piece. See Hard Light Barrier casted right there. I robbed it and won't recast.
Watch your step.
The Cypher, little Cypher debuff here. You can Tiger's List it. We want to kick the officer one last time. Touch it at the other one. We're going to Fort Brew because it's bolstered with Hard Light Baton buffs. So this is the only really dangerous part of the pull. Shouldn't be Pelagos here, by the way, so what can you do? And we're going to tank him right here, that way our DPS can LOS on the green marker. And we're going to kick Glyph as the tank. And all you have to do is these little side steps right here on the Rift Blast. You can literally just move back and forth, a little bit to the right. Pretty much never have to move. We stay in there in case he casts Glyph immediately.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Influence. Watch your step.
Rogue didn't vanish the debuff off. I didn't have Tiger's List up, so. In hindsight, I probably could have saved Tiger's List there. So you see right there, he Hard Light Barriered and then he casted. And then he didn't recast it. That's what you want to do. We get Hard Light or Hyper Light Bolt. Stasis Beam, you can also do the same thing if you need to. So we're going to watch players for the debuff. It's on me, I Tiger's List myself. See, easy peasy. We kick specials there because there's nothing else to kick. The officer's dead, so might as well. Reason we do Vi here is because we're about to do boss, and so we have Vi buff for boss. And then we have to do an entire buff, or we do an entire fight with double buff, since we're gonna get her as well. Might get another Vi here. Yeah, that's not good. We're gonna use Touch of Death on a cage though, not Vi. And we're gonna look to drag the top boss on top of Vi here for Khalid. Make it easier for our DPS. So this is on the lock, so most likely we'll have to Touch of Death it. If you're a DPS, don't go that far. You need to go far, but not that far. That's much too far. Do you ever use spinning crank against a single target? No. This is rogue, so you can cloak. If you're abusing, you don't need to run out. This is just, you're just wasting up time like that. If you're, this is just for DPS players. If you're immune, you can just stand in melee and then immune whenever. Especially if you're a rogue, since cloak isn't like, is off the GCD and doesn't like cancel your abilities. You can just stay there. Interrogation goes in the hunter. He can turtle. Good, perfect. Turtle caught that as well, which is really nice.
Watch your step.
A necessary tragedy. Unfortunately,
Can I submit a VOD from either perspective? Yeah, of course.
Interrupt.
Yeah, I can do that. If you have a log that pairs with it, that'd be even better. But I can look at the healer perspective and see what I notice.
Interrupt.
Also, normally people would get woe here, but since we have a rogue, we get so we can cool down this pull and cool down the next pull, and then we can shroud and just get to use a shroud. So see, like, get all our cooldowns back. Infernal's 30 seconds away, even though you just used it on that pull.
cartels to gain access to
And yeah, just a nice efficiency of cooldowns.
your world. The artifact she covets will be in her grasp.
So we're gonna grab this Skulker, we're gonna roll, we're gonna Keg Smash, Crackling J Lightning to pull, and then kick X. Keg Smash again, and then LOS. We wanna LOS all these abilities. We want a Touch of Death here to make sure we sweep. We kick a Hyperlight Bolt. We're gonna Celestia Brew on the next set of Hyperlight Bolt. So after this Vortex,
Run out.
we're gonna Celestia Brew.
Watch your step.
And we're gonna Fort Brew. Then we're gonna drag it back on top of the mobs. We're gonna kick the high HP Wise guy. We overlap kick, but that's okay. We're in Fort Brew right now, so we're not scared. DPS potion just to get it on cooldown.
Watch your step.
We're gonna para the Light Shard Retreat. It got stopped, but that's okay. So functionality on the Hyperlight Retreat, a lot of people don't know. Is if you CC the Hyperlight Retreat, or like you pair them right as the cast finishes, so you let the cast go off, then para or leg sweep, they won't teleport anywhere. They'll just stand still. So that's a little tip for anyone who like is dealing with the mobs jumping out. You can stop that just by CCing them after the cast finishes.
Mise's oasis. The most intoxicating establishment in Kazavesh. In acquiring
Speed taunt the Peacekeeper to pull so it doesn't cast. We get our first kick on Sparkcaster. Keg Smash, Breath of Fire, Purify Ox, and then Purify Weapons of Order. Double Keg Smash. Drop these casts. Should be our kick on Woe. Tell our team to stay in the melee there for their own good. We're gonna sweep since that cast isn't getting kicked, and then we have para for another one if we need to. Bring up para, and then if Woe dies, good. Got an Infernal Stun on that. Gonna kick this. We're gonna Clash Root here, and then we're gonna run. And we're gonna do market ourselves. So we have stale.
My time is valuable, you know.
So what is this fine cuisine over here?
For you, you struck a hard bargain.
Exotic spices.
May I remember?
And magical weapons.
May I tempt you with my wares?
So we should have listed a pack earlier, I just didn't notice it, but since we have lust up, we go mailroom here. We're going to do a double pull. We're going to para one of the sorters, just so we have one less bolstering stack. LS. Gonna touch a Death Ur Relic here, just so we get it, and just so it's out immediately. You want to save your sweep here. Kick spam filter since we have no mage. Zer. Gonna sweep this cast. Okay, Mail Mantles are dead, so we don't really have much to worry about.
Interrupt.
So here we want to speed taunt the Male Mental to the middle of the room. So as you see here, when I taunt, he doesn't cast. He just walks straight to the middle of the room. That's always a useful tip for grouping a lot of casting mobs, is you can just taunt them away. Super helpful tip.
Interrupt.
We want to kill the Male Mental here because we can just do the other two with boss. We're going to sweep here. Again, we're Pelagos, so a lot of our timings are off. We're not supposed to be Pelagos, but what can you do? Sometimes you forget.
Interrupt.
Purify weapons, keg smash, breath of fire, keg smash, purify again, celestial brew for damage.
AOE incoming.
Block might die here. I think he's okay though. Should be solo. A touch of death I just gotta use.
Special coming.
It's gonna be bottom right.
AOE incoming.
Hopefully it is. One definitely didn't. There's the healer.
AOE incoming.
Okay, healer's letting us all die.
Stack. Special coming.
We're gonna suck the triple.
AOE incoming. Stack. Special coming.
So this first mail shoot is always going to be an outer one. It's either going to be front left or left or right. It is left. You can tell because it has more sparks than the other one.
AOE incoming.
We're going to get the double.
AOE incoming.
We don't care if our teammates are standing in. It's just to build the habit of always getting the double.
Stack.
No, it didn't exist.
Special coming.
Unstable goods. This one's middle and it's half life middle.
AOE incoming.
This one's outer. It looks like bottom right. Throw it in.
AOE incoming.
We always know the order. We watch.
Stack.
No, okay.
Special coming.
This one's full life middle.
AOE incoming.
Okay, that's how you can do it all yourself.
I've never seen a mailroom so disorganized.
You can always like carry your team doing little things like that, just like taking full responsibility and not like not having them do the bombs and stuff. Increases DPS uptime. It makes your life a little bit harder, but I mean, who cares?
No problem at all.
It's better that your team doesn't do it and the boss dies a lot faster than you not doing the bombs. Because like your damage uptime is like whatever, right? But if your team is like losing a bunch of damage uptime, then the boss can last like 20-30 seconds longer. So that's how I look at it. I always like doing that stuff for my team. Tigers us the walk, so he doesn't have to walk as far. Or walk as long.
A round of applause, please, for our next musical act.
So we always want to keg smash the 2. We're gonna rob this in. That was a mistake by me. I should have swept it, but I was global locked.
Defensive.
We're just gonna kick the patron since our team isn't doing it. Don't have Para or Rop there. That's unfortunate. So ideally, you want to save.
Defensive.
You want to save Para and Rop for the teleports or sweep, and I just didn't because I'm waking up. So I always sweep first, and then Para, and then sweep again if we need it. Or and then Rop. Sorry, it'll always be sweep, then Para, then Rop because sweep's the longest cooldown, and it's also the biggest CC. So you guys gonna get that used first. And we know our teammates are kicking security, so we don't worry about it.
Defensive.
So this first teleport will be my sweep. Oh, okay. And then the next one will be my Para, and then Rob if we get a third one. So it'll be teleporting this global. Yep, you cast teleport right at the end there.
Defensive.
And we'll kick security if we need to.
It's still recharging.
You do not want me to intervene. You are bad for business.
Speeton Zogron here. We're gonna use our our Todd on the Relic. You always want to save Todd for relics in pugs. People are not to be trusted. So since we have we're gonna pull Force Slam. We're gonna point Force Slam away from our teammates. Then we walk in as soon as it casts, and we refresh our buff. We're helping our teammates out, and we're keeping up our damage buff time or buff up time. Only kick.
Defensive. Shockwave. Interrupt.
So the reason we kick insta there is because we have our suppression spark that's in the back queue, and our buff is 2 seconds away. So if we kick insta, we get a refresh on our buff.
Defensive. Shockwave. Defensive.
The fun is over.
Stop the performance. There's no one left to hear it. It has been an age since I witnessed such a vigorous show. My establishment would not survive another.
Apologies, Almiser. We desperately need your signature.
Cartel Sol's underhanded dealings have not escaped my attention. You may have my signature, as long as you never again bring destruction to my oasis. I'm out of range.
It's okay, I thought it was funny. Magic. This pull is not really much for you to do. Just tank in this corner. Hopefully your team stands in melee. If not, then what can you do? You're gonna wait for the bolstering to pop Fort Brew. So right about here, you're gonna pop Fort Brew. And you want to cancel these Phalanx casts. And then we have Fort Brew for the rest of the bolstering. Makes it a lot easier. And we're gonna touch of death this. Good. Then the last pull after this boss is gonna be Zophar, Commander Zophar, and one Peacekeeper. That's it.
Now for the item you have all been awaiting.
Do you special delivery over RJW? Yeah, I love special delivery over RJW.
We'll start the bidding at 5,000.
I much prefer it.
5,000? I hear 5, 6,000. Yes, 6.
Zai has a profitable venture.
The only time I don't is if I'm playing Cash Trinket from Artificer, or if I'm playing, Night Fae. Sometimes I'll use it. Going 1 miss 28. Go Kyrian Necro to be safe. I would go Kyrian. Weapons of Order is so good in the maze. So we're gonna Celestial Brew here. This is how you should use your Celestial Brew on this fight. Just Celestial Brew, tank the slam. Every time. This should be how you use it. Because there's nothing else to do it with. Like, this entire first phase, there's nothing to use it on.
Watch as my assistant activates this Bastion Centurion for maximum.
Walk slowly. Gonna get gripped here. We have herb buff, so we know we're gonna get another Celestial Brew. Celestial Brew, boom. No, don't lose a single bit of uptime. Just stuff like that is really efficient. Yeah, I use special delivery over RJW always. I much prefer it as more damage, but at the end of the day, it's personal preference. You don't really need to worry about it too much. Just do whatever you're comfortable with. It's a poke, so we're gonna try to look to take the buff away from the hunter. Couldn't get it, that's okay. Reason we want to take it away from the hunters, so like we can always trust ourselves, right? So we want to influence the key as much as humanly possible. That's why. How big of a DPS increase? Maybe like 400 or 500 DPS. Depending on the dungeon, less than some dungeons. We can stand in that and tank it, but it's a bad habit, so we won't do that for these for this reason. In here for one more orb set. Okay, we walk away. Getting out of bed soon in an hour and 20 minutes. Tank the boss a little bit away from the orbs, just to give our DPS a little bit of an easier time.
Target you. Target change.
We should save our Tiger's List here, but it went on the Druid, so it didn't end up mattering. See you in 6 hours. Yeah, it's about normal for you.
Wow. Keep moving. Target change.
You saved our menagerie. Well, what is left?
Our damage is really bad this dungeon because I'm running freaking Pelagos. So ideally, in like my gear, you want to be doing about 12-13k.
Signature is a fair trade, especially if it results in your departure.
Mark the safe spot for our DPS. Last time I service reset to 10.8, but I was Necro, so I think it's fine. 10.8 Necro is good. Yeah, it's fine. You could probably squeeze out like 1k more DPS. But that's like super min-maxing Ox and stuff like that.
Too far away. It's still recharging.
Excuse our intrusion, Solia. I hope we caught you at an inconvenient time.
Al-Dalil, is there no sanctuary for me?
So this boss, the only thing I can really show you is quick blade dodging, and transcendence placements.
Only suffering.
I cannot
Suffering
I can't
and
attack.
power.
I cannot
I must now travel beyond Tazavesh.
Die,
But
foes
your
of
journey
Tarkir
ends
Soul.
here.
We go, whoa. This first one I don't really dodge, because I'm trying to kill the relic. These next ones I'll dodge. So this one we're going to look to Transcendence, so we're going to place our Transcendence right here. Walk back just a couple steps, and Transcendence over. Quick Blade, we're going to walk to the right. What you should do is keep running, keep moving there, but I just didn't.
Run.
So this Shuri, we don't have Transcendence, so we're gonna go square.
Every
Run.
Has its sin.
Kicking way too early, messing up the spell queue. Nah, I mean you just have to play it properly, right? Like I'll try to replicate that for you. So he almost always teleports here, so we should get ready to follow if he does. But sometimes he doesn't, depending on his HP. He probably will Shuri here, judging by, yeah, he'll just quick blade into Shuri here.
To remain still.
Okay, he dies. So we're gonna Transcendence right here. And we're gonna leave it just in case he does Shuri and then he teleports back. MDT used, yep. I guess we broke the boss.
Run.
Okay, Shuri. This one will be circle square.
Too far away.
I'm just gonna take circle back.
I cannot use that item yet.
Every
Run.
circle has its sin.
So this one's circle again. My Transcendence is over here in case he does the thing.
Run.
This is square and then circle.
Interrupt one.
And then we wait and we take our Transcendence. Take our Transcendence. Touch of Death.
I need to get
There's
closer.
my shame.
Ooh, ticking sack. That's actually good. It's good for me.
Solia may have a head start, but her echo remains. An echo we can follow.
not ready yet.
Argument over RJW over special delivery. Special delivery is more damage. RJW is more single target damage. Special delivery is more AoE damage. NDT, I will make a fresh one for you, just so I can walk you through the thought process. So this pull, we lust here. So so that we didn't end up using the lust correctly in this dungeon, but I'll show you what you're supposed to do. You lust here, then you do these two together, then you do these two together. You get here, you use cooldowns, you use cooldowns on this. Do Portal Mancer, use cooldowns on this if you get them up. Then you do this 3-pack, you kill Vi. Which one is it? You kill Vi, and then you go boss. So this way you have Vi for boss, and you get all your trash nice and efficient, very low danger. Then you do this, you get woe, you skip to the right side, you do these together. You LOS on the staircase. You go, it's like around here. It's around here. LOS on the staircase. You should have lust up at this point. On a high key, you'll have lust. If you don't have lust here, what you will do is you will do this and lust it, and then you'll get and then you'll do this, get woe here. If you lust this, you go here and this part first and get woe, and then you do woe and you do the entire market. And then if you lusted this, you still go here, get woe, and do the full market. So no matter what, you're doing woe. Market is your second boss. Then you go here, speed taunt the male mental from here to here, and then drop this guy here. And then once the male mental dies, you pull boss, you lust. You should have lust up here. Well, what part did at woe or oasis? Okay, so if you don't have lust for this pull, then you lust this pull, and then you get woe on this pack no matter what, and then you do oasis second no matter what. Then after oasis, you do this, you drag it here, there's purple line, you speed taunt the male mental here, and then you do postmaster. And then after postmaster, you do this pull, and this you won't have lust for this, but this will be pretty hard, but you should be fine. And then you do menagerie, and then you do Zophar and this peacekeeper, and then you do boss. You have one person start RP when you pull this, and this RP is done. The only RP you stand around waiting for is this one. So yeah, that's the MDT.